Welcome to my deep dive into Severance's Season 2 finale predictions. After analyzing all the characters and storylines, I've uncovered what might be Lumen's ultimate purpose. The evidence has been hiding in plain sight. Looking at the Severance technology, it's clear this isn't just about work-life balance. What if it's about creating a framework where consciousness can exist independently from memories? Notice how innies develop distinct personalities despite having no past experiences. The technology separates not just memories, but creates separate identities that share the same vessel. I believe the Eagans' true goal is immortality, preserving consciousness and transferring it across generations. Those scary numbers the MDR team refines, they're fragments of human consciousness being processed and stored. Let's examine Mark's storyline first.
We need to talk.
His reintegration process with Asal Ragabi revealed that Gemma is alive, but likely in a compromised state. Based on Ms. Casey's limited awareness and Cobel's obsession with reintegration, I predict we'll discover that Gemma was one of the first successful consciousness transfers. Remember how Ms. Casey said she only existed for 107 hours total? Those weren't wellness sessions. They were controlled test periods for a transferred consciousness. Cobel isn't just studying reintegration out of curiosity. She's testing if consciousness can survive the severance process intact. The finale will likely reveal that Mark will find Gemma, but she'll be fundamentally changed. Her consciousness partially merged with something else, perhaps even with fragments of an Eagan consciousness. Helena's story arc points to another major revelation. Her Audi voluntarily submitted to Severance as a publicity stunt, but I believe she'll discover her father's true intentions weren't simply promotional. After her innie's rebellion at the gala, she's become increasingly suspicious of her father's agenda. The finale will likely show Helena discovering her father's plan to use her body as a vessel for an ancestral Eagan consciousness, possibly Kier himself. The raw egg fixation, the reverence for the founder, the revolving mentions, these all point to a ceremonial transfer of Kier's preserved consciousness into a new Eagan vessel. This explains why James appeared in the MDR department and told Helly she had tricked him. He wasn't talking to his daughter's innie, he was talking to what he perceives as an obstacle to Kier's resurrection. Irving's mysterious paintings and obsession with the black goo reveal another piece of the puzzle. The black substance isn't just a visual metaphor. It represents the physical medium used to store consciousness outside a human body. His paintings were actually memories bleeding through, showing the storage chambers where Lumen keeps preserved consciousness fragments. Irving's firing wasn't just punishment. It was because he was getting too close to discovering the truth. The finale will likely show Irving finding Bert, but in a compromised state, possibly having undergone experimental consciousness modification. Dylan's storyline with his children suggests another disturbing aspect. Lumen is preparing the next generation of vessels. His son's strange behavior when Dylan activated the overtime contingency hints that the children of severed employees are being monitored. The goats in Lumen's facility represent more than just test subjects. They're living vessels being prepared for consciousness transfer. When the caretaker said, "They're not ready yet," he meant the goats weren't properly conditioned to receive specific consciousnesses. What makes Cold Harbor special is its connection to Mark and Gemma. The file isn't random data. It contains Gemma's fragmented consciousness. Mark was specifically chosen to refine this file because Lumen discovered that emotional connection helps stabilize consciousness during transfer. His unconscious recognition of Gemma's consciousness patterns makes him the ideal refiner. This explains why Helena had to return as Helly. Mark wouldn't complete the file without her assistance. More disturbingly, it explains why Mark must complete it himself. Once Cold Harbor reaches 100%, Gemma's consciousness will be fully refined, allowing Lumen to transfer it permanently to another vessel, effectively killing what remains of the original Gemma. Ms. Casey was just a temporary, limited version maintained to keep Mark productive.
Your Audi.
Cobel's urgency comes from realizing this truth. She's trying to stop Mark before he unknowingly erases his wife forever. The Lexington letter mentioned mysterious illnesses affecting people near Lumen facilities. This wasn't just corporate pollution. It was the unintended consequence of experimental consciousness technology affecting nearby residents. The finale will likely reveal that Lumen has been testing its technology on an unsuspecting population for years. The various departments at Lumen aren't isolated. They're all working on different aspects of the same project. O&D creates the physical vessels, MDR refines the consciousness fragments, and other departments handle different aspects of preservation and transfer. Kier's philosophy about the four tempers, woe, frolic, dread, and malice, wasn't just psychological theory.
Is it you?
Of course it's us!
It was his early understanding of how human consciousness could be broken down into component parts, refined, and reconstructed. Cobel's shrine to Kier and her obsession with Charlotte's breathing tube points to another revelation. Her mother wasn't just ill. She was an early test subject for consciousness transfer. Cobel's dedication comes from believing the technology could have saved her mother, only to discover the Eagans were using it for their own immortality instead. The finale will show Cobel making a crucial choice between helping Mark find Gemma and protecting the technology she created. Her redemption arc will involve sacrificing herself to expose Lumen's true purpose. The birthing cabin, where Devon delivered her baby, isn't just a wellness retreat. It's a Lumen facility, where newborns are assessed for their potential as future vessels. This explains Cobel's unusual interest in Devon's baby and her infiltration as Mrs. Selvig. The finale will culminate in a showdown at a hidden Lumen facility beneath the one we know. Mark, Helly, and potentially Cobel will discover the truth about Severance, rows of containers storing preserved consciousnesses, including Kier himself. The black goo in Irving's paintings will be revealed as the physical medium for this storage. We'll see James Egan attempting to complete the transfer process just as our heroes intervene. The cliffhanger ending will likely show a partial success, Kier's consciousness beginning to emerge through an unexpected vessel, possibly even one of our main characters. This sets up Season 3 as a battle against an ancient consciousness now loose in the modern world. The ultimate revelation will be that Severance wasn't created to divide people from their memories. It was designed to prepare humanity for a world where consciousnesses can be preserved, transferred, and potentially controlled by those with access to the technology.